Someone feels like this wasn't given a fair shot. I don't know if it's you or them that they feel, maybe even a little bit of both. It kind of feels like right person, wrong. I'm getting a wrong place. So I don't know what the place is about. Maybe a toxic environment in which you two met or had relations. I don't know. They just don't feel like it was given a fair shot. That it was due to circumstance. Bad karma. Okay. Possibly that during the time that you two came into each other's energy, you were closing out karmic cycles. You were very much so in karmic cycles. Personal ones. Same shit, different day. Yeah, okay. This is definitely someone who feels like whenever you two had whatever it was that didn't come to fruition, they're acknowledging they were not a very good person. We have Forcer. Forces things on you, forces their way in, uses force to get what they want. You know, this kind of feels like someone who's reminiscing about how it could have been more if they were more. This feels like a follower. You know, we were getting like this is the wrong place. So this feels like whatever environment you two were in, it's like they weren't the top dog, but they were trying to be the top dog. So I would take that as it could be like they wanted like the big management position and they were working their way up, and there's something about like they wrote you off. Or whatever this is. It's not even that you necessarily had to work with them. It's just wherever. Getting back to wherever they were a follower. They thought that they were following people who knew better or had more, and you wouldn't have been accepted. I don't know what they feel really dumb about. Whatever this is, they feel really, really stupid about it. It's like they're acknowledging that, like, oh my gosh, I was being such a follower. I wasn't even like giving it a fair shot because I was a problem. I was the problem. Okay, what? They're watching you. Yeah, like a freaking hawk. Fake accounts. If you're seeing any interesting, something new that doesn't seem right, like if there's something like a no picture kind of situation, but they keep liking something or favoriting something, is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, it's that person. They're watching you like a hawk. But they don't want you to know that they're watching you. There's a lot of drama that comes with that. Honestly, you could have felt or actually been very discarded by this person. I feel like they watch you and then have their own like little fantasies about what you two could have been if they weren't so freaking egotistical. Her ego got in the way of the relationship. All the things that they could be, and you would have stopped it. There's something that they felt was very threatening about you, and it's almost like when you got in whatever dynamic with this person, met this person, whatever place and time that was, you threatened what they thought they had to do to build to get to wherever it was that they wanted to get to. And you weren't the threat, you were the gift. But because they were already in these karmic cycles, it's like you were meant to break it. And their ego was just a little bit bigger than you. They held on. They wrecked it. And you didn't sit around to be discarded twice. Fishing for compliments. Oh, this person. It's like they need everyone. They need the hype men, right? There's something about this standard of beauty. And it's not that you're not absolutely gorgeous. Trust me. It's that whatever toxic standard of beauty, or like not even, it could even be something so silly as like the clothes or the makeup or like the abs or lack of. Like, there's just something really ridiculous about this. Like, they wanted to be complimented by having you. And it was the wrong place. It was the wrong time. They couldn't see you. Yeah, they're watching you now. You know, I'm kind of getting like whatever it was about you during this time, it wasn't perceived in like societal standard of abundance and I'm hearing gorgeous. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, there's something about that though. Like, you know how like in the early 2000s there was extreme toxicities over like the standard of beauty, and it like jacked everybody up. It jacked up masculines, it jacked up feminines, like everyone was really screwed. It feels like that. And it's like whatever you were that was the opposite of that was not well perceived then. But now that we're all like raising in vibration, it's like whatever you were then you are now, and you're like the standard. You're like the standard. You shine. And right now they're in reflection mode watching you and how others admire you, when before you were like that, oh, what are you doing with that? What's going on there? So yeah, there's a lot of people watching you, and especially them. Let's go to part 2.